Hello everyone, welcome to Anime No Me, and thank you for joining us for another One Piece video. In today's video, we're going to go over the initial leaks for chapter 1066 of the One Piece manga. We'll also talk about the information that we have so far, and then comment on how it may come together, although we don't have the full chapter yet. Please remember and keep in mind that these are only leaks, and early ones at that, and we don't have the full information about this chapter. But as leaks come out, we'll be sure to bring you more videos with more detail and keep you informed about this upcoming chapter. One other thing to keep in mind is that the things that are covered may be different than the official translation, so these leaks are only going to be a small bit of information until we get the full chapter that'll be released soon. But before we dive into the video, if you're new to the channel or even if you've watched a bunch of our videos, we'd be absolutely honored if you'd leave us a like and even subscribe. Maybe leave us a comment letting us know what you thought of the video. It really helps us out, especially with that YouTube algorithm, and it motivates us to make more content. So if you'd like to help us out or even help out the channel in a bigger way, share this video or another one of your favorites with a friend. But without further ado, let's get into these leaks for chapter 1066. So my friends, in these early leaks of chapter 1066 of One Piece, it seems like we're going to get a bit more information about the punks, plus some really important information about Vegapunk's main lab. As we like to do with all of our leak videos, before going into greater depth and commenting on what each topic might mean, we're going to first give an overview and list out the topics, so then we can explain in greater detail all the content presented in each of these topics of chapter 1066. And for these initial leaks, we've got 6 subjects that have been revealed. First, the chapter is called Ohara's Will. Second, Dragon and Vegapunk were in Ohara after the world government attack, and they also knew Professor Clover. Third, after the attack on Ohara and that tragedy that occurred, Dragon decided to form an army. Fourth, a group of giants carried all the books from Ohara to Elbaf, and this group was led by somebody with bandages all over their body. Fifth, at the end of the chapter, Luffy meets the real Vegapunk. And sixth, the real Vegapunk ends by saying, "Son of Dragon, I knew you would come." So now that we've listed out all the topics in this chapter, let's talk about what each of these topics might represent in a little bit more detail, so we can get an idea of what might happen in this chapter. Let's start by talking about the title of this chapter, called The Will of Ohara, which means that in this chapter, we're going to get some additional information about the tragedy in the island of Ohara, what the archaeologists may have discovered, and how this may impact the story moving forward. We have to expect that the greatest impact is going to be on Nico Robin, who of course was born on the island of Ohara and is also considered the hope of Ohara because she is the last survivor of this island, being the only one in the world who is currently able to read the poneglyphs. The leaks also reveal that Dragon and Vegapunk know Clover, which means that they could have been aware of the translations of the poneglyphs that Ohara's archaeologists had made. After all, Vegapunk currently possesses the ancient technology that once belonged to the ancient kingdom. This ancient kingdom is of course responsible for the creation of the poneglyphs and even the creation of the powerful weapons and different inventions we've seen so far in Egghead Island, because in the previous chapter we saw that there is a great big robot that was created during the Void Century. Currently, this robot seems to be deactivated, but it also looks to be quite powerful and able to be very effective in terms of defending against powerful enemies. I mean, even the Straw Hats might have difficulty in facing it if it were operational. Prior to the destruction of Ohara, Clover had told Nico Robin that they had discovered the name of the ancient kingdom. But before he could tell the young girl, the island started to get destroyed by the Buster Call that had been summoned. But now that we know that Dragon and Vegapunk had known Clover, this might mean that together they had been researching this kingdom, so Dragon and Vegapunk may know the name of this ancient kingdom. Another factor that makes this all the more possible is that Vegapunk seems to have already gone to this place to collect the technology it possesses, making this technology his own now. Now, we don't know if Dragon has ever gone to this realm himself, but he at least has to have knowledge about it. Based on this information, we finally know what motivated Dragon to create the Revolutionary Army. It was because of the world government's great goal of hiding the true history from so many years ago. But in order to keep this a secret, the world government took the lives of many innocent people and archaeologists on the island of Ohara. And this caused a great revolt and response from Dragon, motivating him to create the Revolutionary Army to oppose this barbarity. Through the work of the Revolutionary Army, Dragon would expose the truth to the world, revealing the true secrets in which the world government wanted to keep hidden for so long, succeeding little by little in crumbling the barriers to truth that the world government had been building up for so many years. Now, we don't know for sure. After all, we only have this information so far, but many in the community have speculated that Dragon was once a member of the Navy, so it's possible that Dragon himself participated or at least saw this event in Ohara, being on the sides of the Marines, and and then left because of all of the destruction he saw happen. At some point, Dragon may have joined the Navy because of his father Garp, and during his time in the Navy, he might have even met scientists Vegapunk and Clover at some point while in his travels around the world. These three characters may have shared information among themselves to achieve various goals or just learn more about the history of the world. But having witnessed the destruction in Ohara, Dragon's ideals and allegiances may have changed quite drastically, and now he seeks to destroy all those who would harm people, especially the superiors of the world government. During the destruction of Ohara, a group of giants carried all the books from Ohara to Elbaf, and this means that this great knowledge about the archaeologist's research is not only still around, but is currently in Elbaf, the home of the giants. And Elbaf is a particularly special island because for a long time, we fans have questioned what was on it and why Oda was taking so long to introduce us to this island. And now we know why. Now, we don't know if the Giants of Elbaf have ever studied the books, since they seem to have their own culture, being quite battle-centric, in search of conflicts and fights that will bring them an end worthy of a great warrior. So the inhabitants of Elbaf may have never read the books, and there's an even bigger possibility that the Giants of Elbaf don't even know that they're there, because based on the leaks, there was this group of giants that were led by a giant that had bandages all over their body, and they were the ones that took it to this island. And the giant that was leading this group was none other than Jaguar D. Saul, the giant who had helped Nico Robin escape from Ohara, delaying Kuzan while Robin fled, and also being her very first friend and the one that motivated her to stay alive all this time. So Saul may still be in Elbaf, protecting the books in a place totally hidden from the world government, because if they were ever to invade the island and manage to defeat the giants, the world government would not be able to destroy the books because they're in such a hidden and protected place. This amazing act of courage allows the knowledge that Ohara's archaeologists to remain alive and exist to this day until someone finds it and reads all the knowledge to put the story together. So if Saul is still alive, it's quite possible that there will be a reunion between him and Nico Robin. A very exciting and deeply heartfelt meeting, since it was this giant who was so important to Robin, being practically the one who gave her hope in finding friends at all. Saul will also be able to give Robin the most amazing gift maybe of her life, is that he'll be able to show her that all the knowledge that the archaeologists of Ohara were able to acquire when researching the poneglyph, the very thing that caused the destruction of all of their lives and their island, Saul will be able to pass all of this knowledge on to Robin, almost as if she will be able to once again, even for a moment, reconnect with all of her friends and all the people that were so important to her during her childhood. Through this knowledge, Robin will be able to discover the name of the ancient kingdom and also all of the knowledge about the events that took place in the past, because without these books, it just won't be possible for Nico Robin to know about the knowledge that existed in the poneglyphs of Ohara. As we saw, the entire island was destroyed and erased from the map. So the poneglyph, if it was destroyed, could be gone, or may have even just fell into the depths of the ocean. So it's gonna be through these books that are located in Elbaf that Nico Robin will learn the true knowledge that her mother and friends had been searching for so long. Getting back to some of our other leaks, we also discovered that at the end of the chapter, we will finally see Vegapunk's true appearance, and that Luffy is going to meet him in person somewhere on Egghead Island, a meeting that Vegapunk has been waiting for many, many years. During Vegapunk's conversation with Luffy, he tells him that he knew he would come to meet him at some point, calling him Dragon's son, and once again mentioning Dragon's name specifically. This demonstrates that he has had a relationship with Dragon since the events in Ohara, and they may even be longtime friends. So Dragon may have informed Vegapunk about his son and all of the various exploits he's been up to during his journey to become the greatest pirate and pirate king. Dragon may have even told Vegapunk that at some point Luffy would even seek him out. So Vegapunk has been preparing for years to tell Luffy something very important, something that might even involve his father Dragon. This could be something about Dragon's past, or even trying to motivate Luffy to unite with the revolutionaries to be able to take down the world government together in a definitive and final way. I mean, the possibilities are immense at what Vegapunk can reveal to Luffy. But again, as we said at the top of our video, we still don't have the complete information or leaks about this chapter yet. These are just the beginning of what's been released. So as more information about this chapter comes out, we will be sure to get a better sense of events and the conversations taking place. This is going to allow us to better understand Dragon's reason for creating the Revolutionary Army, the reason why Dragon and Vegapunk had this alliance, and what Dragon and Vegapunk intend with Luffy. So we will still have a lot more important information to come. So as soon as we have more information, we'll be sure to bring you another video. But until the whole chapter is released, make sure you stay tuned to the channel and we'll bring you more of this wonderful revelation that's coming in chapter 1066 of the One Piece manga. But with all that said, my friends, we'd love to know what you think about it. What do you think is the catalyst that brought Clover, Dragon, and Vegapunk together in the first place? Do you think they all had a curiosity about the past, or was it just happenstance? Also, do you think that Saul was the one that led the giants back to Elbaf? And do you think he could still be guarding all of this wonderful knowledge in hopes that he might be able to give it to Nico Robin once he runs into her again? Let us know what you think in the comments below. So as we wrap up our video, I want to thank you all so much for watching the video, especially hanging with us all the way to the very end. Be sure you comment on any themes or ideas that you'd like to see in future videos. And also, since you made it this far, give us a like and hit that red subscribe button before you head out to take on the rest of your day. I hope to see you all in our next video. Let's keep sailing this giant sea together. Take care.